welcome back to my channel. Happy 4th of July. I'm not doing anything today. I know the roads are gonna be really busy, so I'm just staying home with my family. We're all staying home today. It's a very hot day in Minnesota actually. And today I want to talk about the NCLEX review book, which is the Saunders NCLEX review book. It was recommended to me by one of my nursing professors, but all of my professors, they all recommended to purchase any NCLEX review books, and one of them told me to get this Saunders book, so I got it off Amazon. I think it was about $50, but you can get this, the e-version of this book, for free if you like that better. But for me, I love having the hard copy. I'm old school, so I got it off Amazon. So I uploaded this video on TikTok back in May, and I got a lot of questions about this book because, to be honest, this book is a little lengthy, and when I first started using it, I had a hard time navigating this book because, as you can see, it's pretty thick. But last semester I took theory and pathos together. So if you don't know what theory is very similar to patho, but theory is more about the nursing intervention, what the nurses would do in a certain situations, and patho, you learn about the anatomy of the disease. So yeah, I love this book. I wish this book has more questions, but it would be even thicker if it has more questions. So this is good enough. So as you can see that I have a lot of sticky notes around my book. So whenever I learn about conditions, I would go in this book and find that the conditions, that disease in this book, and label it. So I have a lot of sticky notes. I label them like on both sides so I can see it better. But yeah, it looks crazy. And if you are like me, I'm somebody who could not sleep the night before clinical. I made a clinical checklist, so I would go over this list before I head to clinical to make sure that I don't forget anything. I just found it in this book. I probably put it in here a while ago and I didn't even remember. So on this list I have, you can see that I have the pen light, stethoscope, my hand sanitizer, my badge, my car key, wallet, notebook, concept map, my gait belt, everything. So I would recommend making one of these. If you are like me and you're anxious before clinical, make one of these for yourself so you don't you can go over it before heading to clinical, so just to make sure you don't forget anything. So I talked about this before, but I'm going to talk about this again. This is how I take notes for pathophysiology and theory. I would go over my PowerPoints, take notes. I like to rewrite my notes because I don't know, there's something about it. Whenever I rewrite something, I make my own notes. I retain information better. And then I would go in the NCLEX Saunders NCLEX review book. I would look for that disease in that book and do practice questions. So at the end of every chapter, they have a practice question section. I would go over the question and pick out the ones that are related to the condition that I was learning about, and then do those practice questions. And another resources that I would recommend all of you to do is go on registerednursern.com to do practice question on there. If you don't know who Sarah is, you should check out her YouTube video because she is amazing. So for every condition that I learned about, I would go on her website, do a whole bunch of practice questions. I believe that she has at least more than 10 questions for each disease. So I would do those practice questions. Whenever I got a question wrong, I would stop and read the rationales. Sometimes even when I get it right, I would still read the rationale to make sure that I retain that information. And I found that it's by doing practice question, my grades went up a lot, and I was able to get 89% in patho, and that was a B in nursing school, and I was really happy about that. And this is just my opinion about the Saunders NCLEX review book. If this book doesn't work for you, you can go ahead and purchase a different book. I know that there are so many NCLEX review books out there, such as the Kaplan. Their ATI even has one. Sometimes it's provided by your school, your program. I'm not sure about that, but I think my program will be providing us with that book at the end of our last semester. You don't have to get this book. If you want to get this book, if you want to get the e-version of this book for free, I would try to link the link down below, and you can go on that website, search for this book, and download the e-version. So you don't have to buy it. It's like $50. I know it's a little pricey. But I do recommend you to do a lot of practice questions. Do as many as you could before your exam, and try to study for your exam at least a week ahead. Because in nursing school we learn a lot of information, and sometimes studying the day before the exam, it's just not enough. I hope the video was helpful to you. That is the end of my video for today. I'm gonna link to the physical copy of this book down below in the description box. You can check that out. And I also linked the e-version of this book down below. But thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in my next video.
You'll find her beauty goes much deeper once you get to meet her. Let me paint a picture. I see they don't understand. Feeling like Picasso. She brushing against my hands. Seen you from around the world.